He plays games, he's got no friends, he's Beardy, no mates. Yeah! Hello mates, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike Orvis, and I'm one of them soft boys. And this wink in particular is for Dylan. I asked the internet to ask me anything, and a handful of people did, so I'm going to work through these questions. I don't know what music's going to be on in the background. It might be from Glitter Wolf. Even if it isn't, listen to Glitter Wolf. Like, the more albums you buy, the more I'm able to like sort out my life and not be a quivering wreck at night at 1 o'clock in the morning, staring at the ceiling, wondering how I'm going to live. I'm going to go straight off the bat. Will Bill says, why don't you look at me during? Well, Will, great first question. It's because you do that weird thing with your nose. Your crinkles, you're like... like, it looks like you're about to sneeze and you're not. I'm just, you know, giving you the rusty trombone, and it's difficult. So, sorry, bro. Dylan asks a lot of these questions. Dylan says you were granted 5-day trips. 5-day trips. Anywhere in time and space by a mysterious figure. Who's a mysterious figure? Is it the Doctor? Who the fuck's the mysterious? Safety is guaranteed, and you can visit the past or the future. Fixed timeline. Where and when are your 5 trips, and what you're going to do or see? Well, buddy, there's one fundamental phrase that you use there that makes this question redundant, unfortunately. And I know I'm being really picky, but then I have to think about it, and, you know, what is this channel if not a wonderful example of me not thinking about a damn thing I'm doing? You said fixed timeline, which means there's really not a lot of point of me going anywhere or doing anything unless I'm just this casual observer. Dave, do you want to get involved? You getting involved? Dave? Dave's got a new friend. Dave, show everyone, Dave, where's Jeffrey, mate? Get Jeffrey. He's taking Jeffrey over there. That's Jeffrey there. That's Jeffrey. Basically, I've been replaced. I now get greeted at the door with Jeffrey going, look what me and Jeffrey did today. Like, I'm just there for bedtime cuddles and food now. So. Because it's a fixed timeline, I would just be a passive observer, so it's not really a lot I'd want to go and see. Oh, I guess if I can, I go back to whatever time the biggest alien conspiracy theory happened. Like, I go to Area 51 in the 60s, wasn't it? Go see what's really crack-a-lacking. Or, no, wait, no, actually, I would go to Obama's military briefing. And the reason I go to Obama's military briefing is they took pictures of Obama when he got in and he's singing Sweet Home Chicago and being like a smooth talking badass. And then they took a picture of him like a couple of days later after he went to the military briefing, and he's physically aged. Like, whatever the fuck they told him, whatever secrets they gave him, it aged him. So I want to be there, and I'd want to know those secrets, because I look rough enough as it is, like it doesn't really matter. Actually, what I'd do is I'd go into the future a week from now, into someone's living room and watch the lottery results, and then nab a ticket. That's what I do. How do you get your hair and beard looking so fine? I wash it. Same with the beard. A lot of men don't wash their beards, and then they're like that scraggly nonsense. But I mean, to be honest with you, like it's looking a bit scraggly and horrible today. Very special occasions I'll use beard oil, so I smell like alpine freshness, like a new car. What are your best impressions, celebrity or other? I've got a good one about my best mate asking me for some juice. It goes, Mike, I really need some juice right now. It's just really thirsty. I just need some juice. Because one time she called down and asked me to make her some juice. That's a real thing. Weird thing, but it's a thing that I did. Also, I can do a pretty good honey. You know, you got to go to the gym and you get the pump, you know, the pump. It gets your muscles like here, and when you bump, it goes like that. You see that? Yeah, it's good. Sometimes I'm good at it. Most times I'm not. Your view on Jesus, man. This got real. Okay. Your view on mental health, personal experience, how mental health is seen and treated in society, betrayed even in the media. Bit of a loaded question, just curious. Cool, okay. As someone who has ADHD and what I'm going to assume to be high-functioning depression, I think mental health is much maligned in the media. There are three factors that make it a problem to the media, and it's that it will instantly be, you start talking about mental health, you instantly get labelled as a millennial, or there's something wrong with you, or, you know, oh, you're being weak and all that bullshit. So toxic masculinity and patriarchal bullshit is making that awful. Also, there's still a massive stigma around mental health and it's not really treated right. But also on top of that, you've got mental health tourism, people pretending that they've got problems they don't because it makes them feel special, which is being a massive drain on the NHS and other places all around the world. It's the mental equivalent of someone having a cold and going to get antibiotics. Like, all you're doing is making it harder for people who actually need them. So yeah, better lens. It should be talked more about. It should be seen in a more positive light. It should just be like, you know, that dude's got a gammy arm. Oh, that dude, you know, has thoughts at 7,000 miles an hour, and sometimes he hyper focuses on things. Sometimes he really, genuinely can't fucking concentrate. However hard he tries. So my personal experience, as I'll try and be as quick as I can about ADHD and what it means to me. So I was diagnosed at 6. Yeah, I was diagnosed at 6 with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, because basically I couldn't sit fucking still, and I was super smart, and I just couldn't shut up, and I just said the truth all the time and was pretty shit at lying. And I was on Ritalin for 10 years. They were terrible, terrible years. Like, my childhood wasn't the best anyway. But you haven't felt degraded and awful until someone looks down at you. You're having like the best day of your life and everything's vibrant and in color, and you're like, this is amazing. And your thoughts are just going from like one place to another, and it's this crazy, like Ouroboros snake thought just eating itself and then being reborn again, and it's brilliant. And then someone looks down and looks into your eyes and goes, Michael, have you had your tablet? And then they make you eat the tablet that makes everything go grey and everything. You just want to kind of have a sit down and count things. But some days when ADHD is amazing, I can think 7 different things at once, and I can be writing music while also writing something, while also thinking about someone I like, while also you know, doing day job stuff, while also, you know, running, or like, you know, whatever. And then there's the days where it's really fucking awful and I can't string a sentence together because I've forgotten what I was talking about 30 seconds into me talking about it, and I can't think in a linear path. It's just like this kind of brain fuzz, and it leads me to get in this horrible negative feedback loop. Yeah, it's a much maligned mental health, like most mental health is, but ADHD in particular, it's like, oh, kids that can't sit still, and it's like, I'm 28, I've got ADHD, I deal with it on most days, but some days it is genuinely really quite hard to deal with, and people don't believe that. I've had bosses tell me at work, you know, I go, oh, this is ADHD and this is how it works and this is how I see the world, and they just go, no, I refuse to believe that. It's also noticing a million tiny things. Like right now, my washing machine's going on, it's raining outside, and Dave sat over there with Jeffrey, and I can hear him like licking it, while I'm also trying to concentrate on the camera. And also one of my Hellblazers is slightly out, and I'm wondering if he's going to fall. So that's ADHD in a bubble. But also it means I'm relatively funny, even if it's just to myself. Do you scrunch or fold your toilet paper when you have a poo? So I fold, or if I'm at someone else's house, purely for the decadence of it, I'll wrap my hand like a mummy and then just use it like a shitty glove. The name of my solo album coming out next spring, Mike Orvis's Shitty Glove. I'm gonna fucking have to at this rate. Like, the amount of projects that I've like got in my head that I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool if I did this music, and I did this music, I did this, and like none of the musicians are coming back to me quick enough. I'm like, ah. Which is your favourite out of all the sellout records by metal bands? You know, like the Black Album, Cryptic Writings, We've Come For You, or etc. Would Number of the Beast count? Number of the Beast was kind of Iron Maiden's like breakout album. That was the album that kind of got them skyrocketed them. It got them into like the mainstream more. So I would say that, or Led Zeppelin 4. You know what? Beyond Stairway to Heaven, there are tracks on that album that no one ever listened to, no one ever knows, and they're exquisite. Like fucking like When the Levee Breaks or Kashmir. Like everyone knows Kashmir, a bad example, but Rock and Roll, like people don't listen to rock and roll, and it's a fantastic track. Not only because I end a lot of sets with it, and then I do like the drum solo, and it extends into madness and me taking my shirt off and getting my tits out and stuff. If you could get affordable cybernetics now, excluding weapon attachments, would you get anything? What would you get? And why or why not? I'll read that again like a human being. You could get affordable cybernetics now, excluding weapon attachments. Would you get anything? And what would you get? And why or why not? I don't know if I would get cybernetics. Like, actually, do you know what I would get? I'd get something that would process calories quicker, that I could turn on, so I could eat what the fuck I like and not worry about my body. I could get exactly the right amount of calories. Like I need these nutrients. These are the nutrients I need, and you know, I could go for like a monthly scan of like, what do you want to look like? I want to look like Batman. Okay, you need this calorific intake and these nutrients. Apart from that, eat what you want, and you'll just like process it as waste or something. And then maybe like my high energy, like my high calorific content shits from that would power something. I could use it as fuel. Put poo in my car or whatever. I think that would be it. Like everything else is a bit scary. Like that Black Mirror episode where you can like see everything with your eyes. I always thought that maybe I'd want that. But I obsess about stuff post it happening far too much for me to no, actually you looked at me this way, and actually you said this in this way. Like I can't have that in my life. Long vision would be nice. I mean, I can see pretty far anyway, but my eyes are kind of one's short distance, one's long distance. I should wear glasses, but they make me look like a fucking child molester, so I try not to wear them. Fat people glasses doesn't work. Without my eyes going like a slug, because that would be incredible. Yeah, all right, yeah. I want my eyes to go like that and just come out and be like, oh, hello. Why though? Because though. What is the best part of a Scotch egg? The Scotch. Who looked at an egg and thought that needs meat and breadcrumbs? Like what? What the fuck? Hard-boiled an egg. They're like I've got this egg. You know what it needs? Meat and breadcrumbs, and make it a disgusting colour that nobody likes. If you had a choice between being able to fund and run a dog sanctuary or supporting Opeth on tour, which would you choose? Genuinely, 100% right now, where I'm at in life, dog sanctuary, without a shadow of a doubt. I love Opeth. I adore Opeth, but I have got no band that is anywhere near in a good enough state for me to be able to go and tour with them. And also, my drumming isn't up to scratch at all. If they asked me, I'd be like, okay, give me a year, and I need an advance, because I would literally have to just spend every day learning their set list, and then I'd learn their entire back catalogue, just down pat, just perfectly. With me on my own, and I got a year off, and I got like a paid year off, probably the drumming thing. But if it was with any of the bands that I'm with currently, nah, we can't organise getting a single out in a year, let alone touring with Opeth. If Jacob Rees-Mogg was in a heavy metal band, what instrument would he play? He'd play Strands of Hair of the Poor. He played bassoon. Look at that dude. There's a dude who does bassoon covers on the internet of metal, and it's really cringy. Like, all fair play to you, you can do it, dude, but I'm just jealous because I can't do it. Why? Just why? Because I already fucking said that. Listen to what I'm saying. Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur? No question, Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's adorable and the best starter Pokemon. Squirtle second, I guess. Charmander can fuck off. I hate Charmander. Is it right to yank a soul out of nothingness and force it to exist in suffering, dying in suffering, dying meat for your own mortal vanity? No one should have kids. We have too many humans. Adopt a child if you want a kid that badly. It is the height of arrogance to have a child. Don't do it. I've never seen anyone who's had a kid and then been like massively happy. You now watch in the comments, well, actually, I've had a kid and I whatever. I don't care. Is Donald Trump a Raxachlorophalatorium? No, he's a gecko in a wig. What would you name your boat if you had one? Sex Machine or Leopleurodon. And I'd summon it. I'd have to get like a remote so it always knew where I was with GPS, and I could summon it like a Power Ranger. I'd be like fucking do all the arm movements and then go, Leopleurodon! Gah! What will finally break the internet? Nuclear holocaust. Craziest thing one of your teachers has done? I had a music teacher. I had a substitute music teacher, right? So I was a bit of a terror at school. Like when I discovered music, I suddenly was just like, I'm just gonna do that and nothing else. Like I quite liked English as well and a little bit of biology because there were tits in the books. I'd gotten a load of fights because I was at that age where like people say your mum and you get really annoyed. And again, ADHD. So ADHD, when you get like, especially when you're younger and you're like limber and like thin and attractive. If someone hits you, suddenly the ADHD kicks in and you just go, oh, nothing matters, this is all a massive game. And you can just keep taking hits and you don't know like to stop. You don't know when your body's damaged because you're just running on like crazy adrenaline. You can get a shot of adrenaline like, wow, like it's mental. The substitute teacher, this guy, fuck it, I'm gonna name him, Mr. Beardy. And I'd never met him before, right? Never fucking don't know this dude from Adam. And I'm sitting with my mate Dean and we're talking about music. We're rocking back and forth on a chair and pissing about, and he loses his temper like, almost fucking immediately. This guy is just like, you get out of my class. He sends me straight out. He's like, up, out. I'm like, all right. So we go outside, and he asks my name. He's like, you boy, who are you? And I'm like, I go, oh, I'm Mike Orvis, sir. Like, looking all like, oh, sorry. And he goes, Orvis. I've heard about you. Your reputation precedes you, and you will not be getting away with any shenanigans in my classroom. And I felt incredible. I felt like Han Solo. I was like, holy fuck, like I'm renowned in the staff room. People are complaining about me. Brilliant. I had an English teacher in my sixth form that I had a massive crush on, but that's a story for another time. You had to get rid of the hair or the beard. Which one would it be? That's tricky, dude. I'd probably say the hair, because the beard started off as a rebellion thing. Like the hair's kind of a rebellion thing as well. But the beard, especially, in the grammar school that I grew up in, I started growing a tash a little bit before some of the other kids, and I was like, fuck, no, this is awesome. I grew my little, like, pencil tash. And I remember one time, I was told to, like, shave it off, and I'm like, yeah, sir, of course. And then it kept, like, it kept coming back, and I was like, fuck, yeah, this is awesome. I'm gonna look like Tom Selleck. But I didn't know what Tom Selleck was when I was that age. And one time, my PE teacher literally held me up against the wall, and was like, Orvis, if you don't shave that fucking tash off, I'll shave it off for you. And I was like, ah! So yeah, and then I grew as much of a beard as I could. And then like a girl said she was into it, and then other girls said they were into it, so I sort of kept the beard. So I guess I'd keep the beard and shave the head. I've dealt with a shaved head before, so that would be less of a thing. My beard's become a massive crutch for me, especially as I've put on weight, because it's hiding 12 of my chins. What's your favourite movie monster design? My favourite monster is Godzilla, specifically the I'm going to say this wrong, the Heisei, or the Heisei period of Godzilla. It was kind of like during the mid-80s, late 90s. Yeah, just that's Godzilla to me. Absolutely love everything about Godzilla's design. It's just formidable. It's iconic. I love the way that his scales light up when he uses atomic blast. It's everything. Perfect monster. What country hosts the World Air Guitar Championships? That's Norway, I think. So yeah, good. Good ending question. Right, well that's everything. I've been asked everything by the people who wanted me to ask me anything. That's the video. Hopefully it was long enough for you, Dylan. Thank you very much. You guys seem to be responding quite well. You liked the lamp vlog, which I found very strange. Yeah, you just being very nice to me in general. It warms my cold, dead heart. Love to you all. I shall see you same beard time, same beard channel. See you later. Psst. You could subscribe or share, whatever feels good for you. You'll make the right choice.